know where the shooter is.
They streamed out, some running with their hands up as over a dozen of their fellow classmates lay slaughtered across campus.
I had my book bag on my back just in case I got shot from the back. It would go through my book bag.
The Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland becoming the latest site of another American tragedy. It was on the heels of dismissal Wednesday when the fire alarm went off. It wasn't a drill or a fire.
We ran back inside to the classroom and got down on the floor, and then we moved into the closet.
There was a 19-year-old gunman armed with an assault rifle, wearing a gas mask and throwing smoke bombs.
He went and set off the fire alarm so the kids would come pouring out of the classroom.
17 people were killed. The suspect, Nicholas Cruz, was a former student. He'd been expelled, and those who knew him were not at all surprised.
Honestly, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be him.
Cruz escaped by blending in with students, but was soon tracked down by law enforcement in a nearby community.
But I'm on scene with Nicholas Cruz.
Cruz was taken to the same hospital where his alleged victims were facing life or death, then later hauled into the sheriff's office under heavy guard. Meanwhile, back at the high school, frantic parents were relieved to be reunited with their children, while others were never coming home.
When it's your backyard, when it's your child that's hiding, it's just a little different, you know? It's a very sad day.
True heroes emerged Thursday outside the Parkland, Florida high school, some with stories of survival.
We were going to try to stop him.
And others of selfless sacrifice.
Coach Feist, he just used his body to protect the kids.
Of the 17 people killed at Stoneman Douglas Wednesday, most were students, but 2 were staffers. Athletic director Chris Hickson and Eagles football coach Aaron Feist stood in the line of fire to shield others from certain death.
I saw him personally running towards the line of fire when the first gunshots that I heard were being fired.
Zach Walls and Colton Hobb followed in their footsteps. The ROTC students and aspiring Marines sprang into battle in the life or death fight, herding students to safety and barricading them inside.
We spent 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, shielding people. We have Kevlar sheets that we use for marksmanship, so I pulled them all forward, put everybody behind them.
Tonight, the suspected shooter, Nicholas Cruz, is behind bars.
Sir, you're going to be held no bond.
He appeared in court on 17 charges of premeditated murder nearly 24 hours after the massacre. It was an alert officer who nabbed him nearby after escaping through the crowd and chaos.
And for a quick moment, I thought, could this be the person? Is this who I need to stop?
Today, continued concern. Surrounding schools were on alert. Copycat threats were called in countywide. Students remained locked in their classrooms as parents waited eagerly for them to return home.
It's crazy how we drop the kids off in the morning, think they're safe, they're in school, and we don't know if we're going to see them again in the afternoon.
Tonight, it's the Florida governor going toe-to-toe with the head of the FBI, Rick Scott, calling for Christopher Wray's resignation after the Bureau fumbled a crucial tip that may have prevented Wednesday's school shooting.
On behalf of myself and over 1,000 employees of the Miami field office, we truly regret any additional pain that this has caused.
The FBI revealed on January 5th, someone tipped them off about Nicholas Cruz's plot to kill. February 14th, the teen is accused of carrying out mass murder inside his old high school, killing 17 people. One of many missed warning signs by authorities after threatening social media posts to warnings to keep him off school property.
Just said if he comes on campus with a backpack, let me know.
And there's this video of him wearing just a hat and shorts while firing a weapon in his backyard. Arriving in South Florida for the holiday weekend tonight, President Trump traveling from Palm Beach to Broward County to thank first responders and meet with victims at the hospital.
The job the doctors did, the nurses, the hospital, first responders, law enforcement, really incredible.
And as some of the dead were buried today, the Parkland community continues to wonder why this wasn't stopped.
We want to try and find out why this killer did what he did, what we could learn from it, and how we could keep our kids safe moving forward.
It's motivating that, to see the thumbs up and the people honking.
Whether it's a single voice.
If more people would come and join, even better.
I agree.
Thank you.
Amen.
It's going to happen again. We're just going to have to get on these politicians and just, as parents.
Or a community coming together.
We know this days to sing God's praise.
The grief in this South Florida city.
Parkland's a very small city. We're a very close-knit, family-oriented community.
Is turning into a national call to action once again to end gun violence.
Wondering how many children, how many people, how many human beings have to lose their lives until we actually do something about it.
This week, students saw the murders of a teacher, friends, classmates, and coaches.
And it got louder and louder and louder, and you hear the glass shattering and the bullet holes coming through the walls.
Children now having flashbacks typically reserved for war.
I'm just going to hear the gunshots, the sirens, the screaming, the helicopters.
And parents who are burying their kids are demanding action too. When will it stop? They say the buck stops at the top.
President Trump, Barron goes to school. Let's protect Barron. And let's also protect all these other kids.
But it all has to start with a single voice.
This community comes together. Something can happen. A change can take place.